having more is not a happiness. Being debt-free that's my kind of happiness. A few years ago, with my husband, now ex-husband, we were living in a mansion in Connecticut. 2 years ago, I divorced. I bought this house that didn't cost much, and I bought a van. I started Vanlife, and I loved it. And it opened my eyes on many, many things. I'm planning to sell this house that I recently renovated and go for a raw land, maybe a tiny house, a shed, a simple life. Americans have too much. I'm American now. I have dual citizenship, so I can say it out loud. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to have a loan. I don't want to have credits, mortgages, and I don't want to pay a crazy amount of property tax anymore. I plan to sell my property before I turn 50 in less than 2 years and live completely debt-free. I want to enjoy my van way more. I was under contract for a raw land, 2 actually, and it fell through twice. Is that a sign from the universe? Maybe. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe I should not buy there. I'm gonna listen to the universe. But if it's not there, I'm still planning to sell this house. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, because I still have 2 kids with me, 7 and 23. But I plan to have more freedom. When I was young, I didn't know that freedom was that important. I had the same dreams as everybody else. Many kids, a beautiful house, and I've had many beautiful houses. My husband and I, ex-husband now and I, had many, many beautiful houses from France, Connecticut, North Carolina, Maryland, Florida. It never made us happy. We were worried every month when we had to pay the bills, the taxes. The property we had in Connecticut, $31,000 of tax every year. Or you can make enough money to cover that, but it's a trap. I don't want to fall in a trap. I open my eyes about everything, the government, my health, big pharma, the school. Yes, I homeschool. I homeschool my youngest, my 4th. And it's funny because my 3rd one, who is now 21, the teachers wanted her to repeat 1st grade and 2nd grade. In 5th grade, I was told she was 2 years behind. Long story short, she graduated from an MBA at age 20. She's 21 and she's making 6 figures. I'm happy I did not listen to those teachers. I'm not trusting people anymore. I'm trusting my community. I've met some very nice people in festivals. Vanlifers have a different mindset. They understand the system. They don't want to be part of this system. And I'm one of them. I don't want to be part of the systems anymore. I know we have laws that we need to respect. I don't want to end up in jail. But the bare minimum. When I was trying to buy my first land, I realized, because I had no idea, that you could not even put a van on your own land and camp. At least not in the state of Florida. Now I live in South Florida. I own my house, which is different when you have a dwelling. And yesterday I saw the zoning driving back and forth and stopping in front of my van to take pictures. They don't want you to live in your van. Well, I don't live in my van. At least not here. I don't sleep in my van on my own driveway. But isn't it crazy? that we are manipulated since day one, since the day we are born, and most of us never realize. Many years ago, I was hit by a storm in my life. I was diagnosed with cancer. My son woke up disabled one day. He was 15 from Lyme disease. I had an IVF baby who was born during this very chaotic time. And we divorced after being married for 28 years. I had a very, very long grieving time, very dark period in my life. And recently, I pulled my head out of the water and realized so many things about our health. My son is doing better. I'm doing better. And I'm not trusting the system anymore. So what am I going to do for the future? Certainly not live on a 401k. I don't want to work until 80 either. I'm just going to downsize. If I can give money to my kids now, because my first one is 26, my second one is 23, the baby is 21, and then I have another baby who is 7. This one doesn't need money. He lives with me. But I'd rather sell now and give them money when they need, because I think they need. It's a different time now than before. They can't afford a rent or anything. And I'm going to downsize. I'm not against having a tiny house or a shed. And here again, if you check the law in Florida, the zoning, it's very hard. Many parts of Florida don't even allow you to have a shed or a tiny house. The laws are very hard. The laws are stupid. You don't own your land. Should I go to Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee? I don't know. It's not that easy because my ex-husband lives 5 minutes away and we still have a 7-year-old, so we share custody. He comes every day. I can't just go and vanish. But let me tell you something. I hate those laws. I can't believe that people now who sleep in their van get the knock. I can't believe that you cannot even camp on your very own land. I can't believe that you can't build whatever you want. It's just insane. It's a lack of freedom. And then there are people who live in HOA, and that's something else that I can't understand. Once you started Vanlife, you see the world differently. I don't know about you, or if you have started Vanlife, if you're full-time Vanlifer, part-time Vanlifer, but let me tell you something. When you are on the road, when you sleep on a Walmart parking lot, when you talk to other Vanlifers, you see life from another perspective. Everything that you were told since you are a child is a lie. And if you follow the rules of the government, you're guaranteed to be miserable because you have to work your whole life. And I'm working, don't get me wrong, I have 2 jobs. I used to be a doula. I was delivering babies. I quit my job a year ago, but I was already a real estate agent in 2 states, Florida and North Carolina. And about a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago, I became a Medicare agent. So I'm also selling health insurance. So I work from home, but I refuse to have a 9-to-5 job. And doula was not a 9-to-5, but I was on call. And now at my age and with my son, I'm not old, sorry, when I say at my age, but I just mean that I have more maturity and I understand the system. And I don't want to be on call and have to come back because a mom is in labor. And actually, if I have a patient who is close to full term, I would not even be able to go away. When I was working, I was staying home in case a mom will go in labor. I don't want this kind of life anymore. I want to be debt free. I want to be free. And I don't want anybody to breathe on my neck. I don't know how many people in America can understand this. Same thing for college. I'm not saying that college is a scam, but two of my kids have a master, one paid, the other one had a scholarship all the way through her master. And she worked at the bank, so she had tuition reimbursement for the last quarter. None of my daughters are using their masters. My first one is traveling like I do. She has an SUV and she travels in her car. She goes camping. She's a very laid-back girl and she has her own business, pet-sitting business, and she's thriving. My son is home because he's the one who had Lyme disease, so it's more complicated for him, and he's door dashing. And my third one is the one who is thriving, making 6 figures already, but again, not even using her master. She's into sales. So, see? So do I trust the system, the government? No. I made a video that went unseen because it was before I had 1,000 subscribers. I was still a tiny channel, which I am, but I have more authority now. And I made a video called I Divorced the System. I think this is a great video, but again, because it was one of my first video, it just went unseen. I think it's important to divorce the system. I think it's very important to think on your own. I think it's important not to compete with anyone, not to want more, not to keep buying stuff, not to have a new car, not to spend your days at TJ Maxx and come back home with stuff that you don't even need. My father was an antique dealer, not a broker, an antique dealer. On this day, he's still an antique dealer. My husband, ex-husband, was an antique dealer. As a child, I grew up with second-hand furniture. I'm used to have second-hand. So when I moved in America, the thrift stores were like, wow, we don't have that many thrift stores in France. So I was like, wow, I'm never buying new. My entire van I converted my van from stuff that I bought in thrift stores, or better, that I found at the curb. I never have one day where I wake up and say, oh my gosh, today I'm going to Home Good, I need a new comforter, I need this, I need that. No, I don't have needs. If I need a new comforter, I might find one in a thrift store. Sometimes they're new, they still have the tags on it. When you don't have those needs anymore to just buy, you're gonna feel this freedom. You're gonna have, let me tell you, a stress-free life. Because life is stressful, but 90% of our problems are money, loan, mortgage, debt. You can pay your bills this month. So if you're still on this channel in a year, 2, 3 years, maybe I will make a video from a land that I bought, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 5. Maybe I'm going to buy lands everywhere, maybe in Arkansas, in Missouri, because over there they have no zoning. In Tennessee, probably not on the west. My family is here. And maybe I will have a different van. This one is old, 2008. Maybe not. Again, if it's working, I keep it. But I think it's very important to live a simple life. And being debt-free, will make me sleep way better at night. And again, even if this house is paid for, I still have my taxes and all the bills that come with it, and the pool to maintain. I don't want this life anymore. I don't want that. I know that I need a land. I like having my flowers, my trees. I like growing stuff. Could not be a van lifer, a full-time van lifer. That I know. This part of me, I know. Also, I will be very proud to be one. I know I can't. And I guess that's okay. Some people on Facebook call us cheater because we're not full-time. Again, remember, I'm on the road every week. So I'm on the road way more than most people who have a campers and go on a trip twice a year. I'm doing way more than them. And I've learned how to do some DIY project. I've fixed a leak on my roof. I've learned things. My life is more interesting now at almost 50 than it was before when I was living in a mansion. I had 2 housekeepers. It was a beautiful life from the people watching us from the outside, but let me tell you, I was miserable. My ex-husband can't understand why I enjoy this life so much after he gave me everything. Yes, we had a comfortable life. I can't deny that. But that's not the type of life I want anymore. And I don't want to worry about my future. I want to have enough to grow old and live debt-free. And always barefoot.